Hello, Times Cryptic, let's go. One telling stance about current balance. Nope. Criminals backing plan involving a little force. This is mafia. So mafia are criminals. Plan is aim. Backing is a reversal indicator involving A, and little force. Well, F is an abbreviation for force. Fine fabric mostly appeared reddish-brown, but with no finish. Yeah, this is cambric. So cambric is a fine fabric. Appeared is came and mostly tells us to ignore the last letter. Reddish-brown is brick, but with no finish without its last letter. Remains of animals dead inside tree in stream. Yeah, this is roadkill. So roadkill is remains of animals. Dead is D, the abbreviation. Inside tree, inside oak. In stream, in rill. Palpably unfit. I worked out in calmness. Well, I think worked out is an anagram indicator for palpably unfit I. And then we're looking for a word meaning calmness. And I wonder if that is unflapability. Yeah, it fits the letter pattern. Palpably unfit. Well, there's a couple of P's in there and plenty of letters for corroboration. Line of song. Yeah, could this be track? I think a track, double definition, railway lines, railway tracks, and a track on an album is a song. Now let me revisit one across. One telling is a counter. To tell is to count. Stance about current. And then the whole thing means balance. Current could well be I, the symbol for electrical current. So we're looking for a four-letter word for stance, which is poise. So counter plus, which is pose. So counter plus pose about I gives counterpoise, which means balance. Firm, concerned with a feature of liquidation. Well, concerned with is probably re, Latin for concerned with. And I think the definition is firm. Not getting that. Not bothering with being right or wrong. Am, missing exam. Well, exam could be oral. Being right or wrong is moral. So, not bothering. Yeah, not bothering with being right or wrong is amoral. Am missing, well, amoral without am leaves oral, which is an exam. Weird Romeo outside Lima is a potential killer. Wow, Romeo is R in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Lima is L in the same alphabet. But I'm not getting the rest of that. Area covered by scariest running and climbing route. So running looks like an anagram indicator for scariest. Area could be A, the abbreviation. So A inside an anagram of scariest gives a climbing route. What would that be? Gosh, not getting that. Oh well. Reverse, still, limiting velocity. Nope. Greed for money, I had to follow up in financial center. Yeah. Could this be capacity? So, greed for money could be rapacity. I had to follow up in financial center. Well, financial center is certainly city. And we've got in financial center. So I think that accounts for the initial C and the final ITY. We know the P is correct. If 2 down is correct. But we're looking to explain APAC. Greed for money. I had to follow up. I wonder if this is cupidity. So I think cupidity is greed for money. I had is I'd, to follow up, to follow the word up, in financial center, in city. Fantastic. Now, does this T unlock 4 down? Firm. Concerned with a feature of liquidation. So firm could be an adjective, could be a noun. Concerned with, almost certainly A could be a. So firm. No, not getting that. Raised edge of tart gets half broken off. Nope. Tough, having part of transport network in decay. This is robust. Robust means tough. Part of transport network is bus. In decay, in rot. Is ace, say, following diamonds? Shame. Well, diamonds is D, the abbreviation in cards. Is could be is. Ace, say. So a 6-letter word which sounds like a word meaning ace, and the whole thing means shame. Nope. Something cooked and ready to eat around the city. Nope. Everything eaten by ruminant is green. This is callow. So everything is all eaten by ruminant, eaten by cow, gives callow, which is green. Something cooked and ready to eat around the city. Wow. What is this? Something cooked. There's an awful lot of things that are cooked. Ready to eat. Well, that's just ready to eat, I think. It could be ripe. Yeah, this is recipe, I think. So something cooked is a recipe. You cook a recipe. Ready to eat is ripe. Around the city, around EC. EC is the postcode in London for the city. The City of London is a special part of the city of... The city in London is a particular part of London, which is the financial district. Medley. I purport to play containing little olds. I wonder if this is potpourri. I think a potpourri is a medley. To play could be an anagram indicator for I purport, containing little old, containing O, the abbreviation for old. But is that correct? I purport. Yes, it is. Now, 2 O's in 14 down. Is ace, say, following diamonds, shame. Yeah, this is dishonor. So, is. Ace, say. Yeah, this say is not a homophone indicator, it's an example. So an ace is an example of an honour card. I think Jack, Queen, King and ace are the honours. So ace say is honour, following diamonds, following D. That gives dishonour, which means shame. I'm attached to outside of bowler. Wow, bowler could be hat, could be a bowler in cricket. Wow. I wonder if this is Brim. Yeah, and I think this is an and lit clue where you read it once for the definition and once for the wordplay. So as wordplay, I'm is I'm. Attached to outside of bowler, well, the outside letters of bowler are B and R. So I'm attached to B and R gives Brim. And then read again purely as a definition, a brim is attached to an outside of a bowler hat. Ancient relative, emoting about boring member of religious community. Boring could mean in the middle of, so that would place the definition at the beginning of the clue. Hence, ancient relative is the definition. About could be a reversal indicator, could be an anagram indicator. 7 letters. Boring. If it's boring meaning in the side of, it would be an anagram of emoting inside a 5-letter member of a religious community. With R in second place. Gosh, could this be primogeniture? No, primogenitor perhaps. Let's see if this works. So, a primogenitor could be an ancient relative. Do we have an anagram of emoting? Yes, we do. Boring or inside of member of religious community, inside of prior. Fantastic. Wanting most of income after end of May. This is yearning. So yearning is wanting. Income is earnings. So most of income would be earnings without its final letter. After end of May, after the last letter of May. Clever lads initially have comic. This is clown. So initially tells us to take the initial letters of clever lads. Have is own. That gives clown, which is comic. Do volunteer work in east. Yeah. This is opine. To opine is to volunteer, as in to volunteer your opinion on something. Work is op, short for opus, Latin for work. In is in, and east is e, the abbreviation. My kind. My could be an interjection, so I think we're looking for a double definition here. Kind. Nope. Mob with European manipulator. European could be EUR. So, a manipulator. Nope, not getting that. Pneumatic weaving machine. Reportedly a family treasure. This is heirloom. So, reportedly is a homophone indicator. So, pneumatic refers to air, which sounds like the first part of the answer. And then weaving machine is loom. And since reportedly applies to all of pneumatic weaving machine, there only needs to be one part of it which is misspelt to justify the use of the word reportedly. So weaving machine as loom is spelt correctly, but pneumatic as meaning air is spelt differently in the answer. Now, M, is that helpful? It needs to be. Yes, it is. Mob is mass. European, EUR. Manipulator is a masseur. Okay. Well, I thought this might end in S because interjections could be like crackers. Kind. Not getting that. US expert in what's excavated and moved to glean topsoil. So I think moved is an anagram indicator for to glean topsoil. It probably ends ologist. What's left? We need to include 2 here. And it's an expert in what's excavated, so something like an archaeologist. So how best to work this out? So topsoil, a lot of that's accounted for, apart from P, and G is added. So if I switch the G of glean to a P, then it's an anagram of to pleen, which goes in front of ologist. To pleen. Wow. So PL, okay, I don't think this is correct, but I think these are the letters. Ah, but they're not. Ah, paleontologist, I think. Let's see if this works. Paleontologist. So PLANETO, these are the right letters, and a paleontologist is an expert in what's excavated, and it's PALE rather than PALAE because it's an American paleontologist. Now, an orphan clue, 21 across. My kind. Wow. What is this? I can see the word cross could be at the end, and this is an across clue. I'm moving away from this being a double definition. It's possibly a cryptic definition, which is very hard to get because you don't get 2 shots at the answer. No, I'm going to come back to that. Let me pause and do my brief typo squiz. All the acrosses look as intended. Unflapability corroborated. Let me just check how it ends. Yep, that's fine. Okay, down's looking good. Right, so the top right to go, plus this wretched orphan. Police force report does not include American character. So police force, that could be LAPD. Wow, character. Could that be a reference to a letter? So, for example, lambda. Don't know. Raised edge of tart gets half broken off. Nope. Reverse, still limiting velocity. Just looking to see if this is a hidden clue. I don't think we've had one of those yet. Area covered by scariest running and climbing route. Well, it still fits this being an anagram of scariest about A. Climbing route. Don't know. Now, we've got an extra clue in 6 down. but not a particularly helpful one because a potential killer probably does end ER or OR. Weird. Romeo, outside Lima, is a potential killer. Yeah, this is Strangler. Phew. So weird is strange. Romeo is R in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Outside Lima, outside L, which is Lima in the same alphabet, gives Strangler, which is a potential killer. Now, R, N, and L helpful. Raised edge. Yes, this is a flange. Of tart, flan. Gets, the word gets half broken off, so if we just consider the first half of gets, we've got GE. Reverse. Still limiting velocity. So if velocity is v, it probably goes between n and e. To reverse is to undo in some respect, to go backward, so it could begin un. Reverse. Nope. So does E help for 8 down? Well, it's not lambda. Police force. Report. Does not include American. Character. Don't know. And we're still looking at this anagram of scariest, meaning a climbing route. What is... could this be staircase? I think it might. So is this an anagram of scariest? Yes, it is. About A. Fantastic. So is that going to be enough? Firm. Concerned with a feature of liquidation. Firm. Resolute. Yes. So, resolute means firm. Concerned with is re. A feature of liquidation is solute. I think a solute is some chemical used to carry out liquidation. Okay. Ooh, just an E extra in 8 down. Police force. Report. Does not include American. Character. Wow. What is this? 23 minutes down. This is a tricky one. Police force could be Met, as in the Metropolitan Police in London. Report does not include American. A report could be a tale. Does not include American, does not include A, the abbreviation for American. That gives metal, which is character. Reverse. Invert means reverse. Still is inert, limiting velocity, limiting V, the abbreviation for velocity. So, one clue to go. My Kai, yes, gracious. This is my original thought, that it was a double definition with my being an interjection. So gracious as an interjection means my, and if you're gracious, you are kind. So there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained, no empty squares. Submit. Submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Wow, it took a while to come back with that. They must have been checking the grid very carefully. So, wow, what a beautiful puzzle. I loved that. Absolutely tremendous fun. And quite a stiff challenge. And that's partly due to my own... down to my own fault, because yesterday, Monday, I recorded a video and realised at the end that I had not turned my microphone on. So that puzzle, solved in 18 minutes, does not see the light of day. So this is a Tuesday puzzle, which is the puzzles generally increase in hardness during the week, and this does feel a notch harder than the regular Times puzzle. So I would say the snitch for this probably in the 70s, but splendid fun nonetheless. So many thanks to the Times for this beautiful puzzle. I hope you enjoyed watching this solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.